Matthew Archambault for Drawing Tutorials Online. Basically what I want to talk about in this article or video tutorial, however you would like to phrase it, is control and manipulation of the values and not matching the values. So what am I talking about? Again, when I say values, I'm just going to do a very quick value scale for you. So the value scale, okay, so you go from dark to dark middle tone to middle tone to light middle tone to very light to white. All right. Now, when you take an extreme black value and you put it next to a white, you're going to get contrast, and that's where you get somebody to look with contrast. So basically, if I want you to look at like this main character over here in the middle walking out from underneath this little bridge, I would use my value contrast there, and that's what I'm going to show you. So you would use similar values to, like, let's say this is a number 5, this is a number 1, and then this is a number 10. I would put a 5 next to a 6. So maybe this would be like a 5 next to a 6 over here, I don't know, or a 5 next to a 6. And so my eye would not look over here. So basically, let me just zoom out quickly here for you. So if I was going to do a quick little similar value thing up top, so let's say I was going to do like a number 5, and then I was going to put it next to a number, say 6, and I was going to surround it by a number 7. There's no contrast over here whatsoever. This looks very muted and kind of very soft. And then let's say I was going to take the extremes. Let's say I took a black, okay, and I put it next to a white, and then I surrounded it by a 5th value. Which one do you look at? You look here. You do not look there. So this will give you a very simple rule that if you want me to look somewhere in your image, you put a black next to a white. If you don't want me to look somewhere in your image, you put similar matching values. So I see a lot of people that bring illustrations into my illustration class, and this like tree branch over here, or like this like little like kind of posts to the railing on the top of the bridge, they would do their blackest black there, or maybe they make the railing the blackest black against that white sky, so it would look like that, and that's where my eye would go. Or maybe like this cast shadow, or the shadow that a tree is casting on this pavement, they would make this the blackest black, and my eye would go like into the corner of their page. And so they would be doing this stuff by accident, and when you're doing it by accident, that's really, you're out of control, and you really show that you're a beginner, you're a true novice, you're not necessarily an expert at your craft if you're doing this kind of like imagery where it doesn't look like you're controlling where I look first, second, and third. So now, basically, let's take a look at this photograph, and then let's take a look at this drawing. So you see I've got this huge cast shadow, beautiful cast shadow. This is in Central Park in New York City, and I must have walked under this bridge like hundreds of times. Right behind this bridge is the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So I just like this bridge a lot. It was pretty picturesque, and I was going to use this for a composition drawing on how to create calmness, because it's so very symmetrical, but I think I want to use it for manipulating values and not matching like all these leaves in here and not copying this exact. So basically you've got a good piece of reference to start off with. So now let's think about how we're going to change things around. So I want my flow in the drawing to go this way. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get this flow happening, and that's kind of like my compositional shape, but I want you to look at this girl walking through the bridge, or out of the tunnel, I would say, and not through the bridge. Then she'd be like superhero. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna ignore all the detail in the background over there. If I put any detail in the background over there, it's gonna be extremely light. So I'm gonna focus on keeping that almost pure white, like that. And then I'm going to make her hair ultra black, and her dress is going to be ultra black, so it'll really pop against like that pure white. So that's when like you're in control. So I want you to look here first. Now this could be like a little area in the photograph that can screw with you and play tricks on you, because you've got that pure white hitting that stone, and then you could make this stone of the bridge too dark. and then my eye goes to the corner of your page and it doesn't necessarily go to where you want me to look, say the main character inside the image. Alright, so now let me just, I'm going to keep this soft. This is not going to be for detail. This is just about showing you how I would switch things around. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these leaves a little bit darker. And so now I've got like a really dark value over here. Well, let me like rephrase that. I've got a solid middle tone, okay? And I'm not copying like the leaves exactly. I'm kind of making my own shape to them. And right now I'm making a very flat shape. And because this is just for composition and for value control, not for detail. So now if I make like a dark up here, I don't have to make this my blackest black. It blends in with the leaves because it's this. It's totally similar values, okay? I hope that makes sense to you. It's a very simple, fundamental fact. And you want to really try to use this very simple premise in your drawings. Even if you use it in a very minimalistic way, it'll really pay dividends for you.